Right, the GoPro 9, is it worth the upgrade? In this video I'm going to give you 10 reasons why I think it is. So let's get into it. First reason, stabilization. Now, Hypersmooth was introduced on the GoPro 7 and at the time it was amazing. So good, just uncomparable to everything that was out there already. But then the 8, it got a little bit better. On the GoPro 9 you've got Hypersmooth 3.0 and it is, well, it's pretty phenomenal. I'll put some clips in the video of the GoPro 7 versus GoPro 9 on the mountain bike last week. Really good, and it just blows it away, quite frankly, out of the water compared to previous generations. It's just awesome, so smooth, and that is my number one reason. To improve it even further, GoPro have introduced the Max Lens mod, which improves it slightly whilst just only using the resolution 2.7K. Also, you've got that horizon leveling, which is amazing, which we'll touch on later on the video. But first point, stabilization. This Max Lens mod is pretty insane. This feature where you can turn the camera around and it stays stable. Is that working? That is pretty ridiculous. I'm moving the camera around in a circle and it's like staying horizon leveled. Ridiculous. My next point, which GoPro have again introduced and given us finally for those vloggers out there, is the selfie screen. Now, while it's not perfect, it's amazing for framing your videos and getting yourself exposed correctly, for instance, and just so you can see yourself in the picture to get sort of an idea of what it would look like. Really helps. Also, with the GoPro you can actually turn that front screen off if you want to, if you're not using it. For instance, if you're using the GoPro for POV videos and you don't want it on because you're already facing forward. Like I said, brilliant option, great for framing yourself in the video when you're vlogging especially. So thanks GoPro for finally giving us something that we want. The other reason I really like the GoPro 9 is the mounts. The mount system is a lot better than on previous generations. You've got those flick down switches, if you like, on the bottom of the GoPro rather than having to have it in a cage all the time. You can actually just use the GoPro on its own, link to a mount and just put them anywhere. There's numerous amounts of different mounts you can use. I like the chest mount, I like the bike mount that I use for biking. Just, it's a lot easier than it has been in the past. Also, those clips are actually made of metal, they're not plastic, so they are going to be durable. They will stand the test of time, I'm pretty sure. I've had no issues yet. So yeah, the mount is a lot easier to use than previous generations. Next thing that GoPro have given us is different recording formats. Not only now do we have 5K, which is pretty amazing for one reason. It comes in useful for when you're cropping in videos. If you're doing some kind of video effect that you need to crop into your video, then you've got that extra resolution to actually crop into it, which allows you to crop into the video without losing quality. So the other reason why they've included 5K is because that Max Lens mod, the way it works is it increases the field of view, but you can only shoot in 2.7K, which is about half of the 5K, and that allows for the sensor to move around, or the digitally move around, so it can give that extra stabilization, which is, again, stabilization is crazy. But not only have we got that 5K now, we have got linear modes. You've got different fields of view, like narrow. You've got narrow with horizon leveling. Now you've got linear mode, which is about 19mm comparison, and yeah, it gives you that in 4K now. Before you could only get that in 2.7K or below. Now you can have 4K linear mode, 60 frames per second or 24 frames per second if you want to be cinematic. Yeah, so that's a good option when it comes to filming yourself especially, but it just gives you different options when you're recording to be more creative with those sort of field of views and the 5K, 4K, 2.7. Don't forget the slow motion as well. A few more reasons why I think the GoPro is a good upgrade. One is the battery life. It's 30% better than the last GoPro. It's a bigger battery. There is a thing from Ulanzi, an adapter that you can use. My mate Danny Black did a video on that, I'll link it up above, where you can use old batteries with an adapter on the new GoPro. So if you've got a bunch of old batteries, you can use this adapter to use those with the new GoPro. That's a really good idea. But yeah, the battery life is a big plus because the old batteries just used to drain all the time. You needed at least 6 batteries to get any kind of usage out of the GoPro. The next thing is that the GoPro 9 is now compatible with the USB software that GoPro provide on their website, so you can use this camera as a really good live streaming cam. I use it in this sort of scenario on the odd occasion to do live streams. Even if you're just using it for work Zoom calls, it's loads better than using the built-in FaceTime cam that's on the MacBooks, which we all know is terrible. So for live streaming, Zoom calls, it's really good for that using the USB software. Lastly, we've got a really worthwhile mod you can buy for the GoPro 9, and that is the Max Lens mod. It's brilliant, especially for that horizon leveling when you're out mountain biking. You can twist it 360 degrees and it still stays dead level. And now the actual camera mount that you attach the lenses to is made of metal. So imagine the third-party possibilities when it comes to adding different lenses to the GoPro 9 further on down the line. It's going to be a lot more secure when you're adding lenses onto there. So we're looking forward to getting some third-party lenses attachments. All in all, this is GoPro 9. This whole video was recorded on the GoPro 9. I really do think it's a massive step up, especially from the 7. It's an incremental step up from the 8, but in my eyes it's well worth the upgrade, and I'm loving it so far. Yes, it's got its glitches, yes, it's got its problems, but all in all I still think it's the best action camera you can buy today. That's it for this video. Check out this video over here. YouTube thinks you might like that one. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I really appreciate all the support, and check out the podcast down there, the Techie Side podcast we do weekly on YouTube and Apple and Spotify. And that's it. I'm off to edit this video. See you soon.